destructive images of God we've created, while the second half of the book explores some constructive images Jesus used to describe God. Perhaps the greatest difference between Phillips' work and this project is that the constructive images here draw heavily on the vivid, unexpected, and downright shocking manner in which Jesus described God. The images Jesus used are so much better than any of my flannel graph flashbacks. His words are alive, challenging, common, and yet somehow beyond anything we'd ever expect. After all, you've got to figure that if anyone knew God or knew how to talk about Him, it had to be Jesus. Throughout this book, you'll find that I tell a lot of stories. I love stories. Some of the stories are from the Bible, some are from my life. These are the stories that I know. They serve as small illuminators of great truth to me. I don't propose for a second to know all of the answers to the questions that have arisen on this journey, or that might arise from this book. Only the stories that have led me to this point, and the stories that lead me back to God. My hope is that by exploring and wrestling with the images of God found in this book, you will begin to work through your own broken and destructive images and arrive at a healthy, life-giving, mind-blowing, heart-expanding experience with God. That's the destination. How you get there, though, is entirely up to you. This book works less like a recipe and more like a menu. So feel free to chart your own path for how you travel through these pages. This introduction, which you are conveniently reading, is the only chapter you need to read before reading any of the following chapters in their respective sections. If it helps to read chapter by chapter, go for it. If you want to skip ahead and just read part 2, be my guest. Maybe you'll want to reflect on it privately, or maybe you'll want to talk about it with some friends over a cup of coffee, or both. It's really up to you. I'm not here to tell you how to read it. My hope is that, in some way, this book will help you begin to realize that God is and always has been so much greater, more powerful, and more amazing than our little minds can comprehend, and than a little book like this can contain. And I hope you'll see that the ancient promise of Jeremiah 29:13 still holds true today. That if you will seek out the real God, not only will you find Him, but in so doing, you will find the real you as well. Part 1. Destructive Images We've Shaped. Cop Around the Corner. Not long ago, I took a short road trip with my wife Jean and her mom Peggy. About 2 hours into our trip, I was shocked to discover that in her 30-plus years of driving, my mother-in-law had never been pulled over for speeding, not even once. In fact, she had driven 35 years without a single ticket on her record. I don't even know how to comprehend that reality. In the first year I had my license, I successfully managed to drive over a curb and drop 8 feet into a creek, sideswipe a parked car, and receive the first in a long line of speeding tickets. On that road trip, I came to 2 conclusions. 1, my mother-in-law has no clue about the fear that plagues most drivers when they see a parked cop car, and 2, she should probably be the one to drive for the rest of our trip. As hard as it is to believe, I know she is not the only one of her kind. There are others like her. In fact, you may be someone who knows nothing of the fear and anxiety people go through every time they see a black and white sedan on the side of the road. On the slim chance this describes you, then please read on with a sense of empathy and understanding for the rest of us. And feel free at any time to wipe that smug smile off your face. Quote, "Unless there is a God by whom right and wrong can be reliably assessed, moral judgments can be no more than opinion, influenced by upbringing, training, and propaganda." J.B. Phillips. Every time I see a parked police car hiding around the corner with its lights off, and the silhouette of someone pointing what appears to be a hairdryer in my general direction, I instinctively freeze. I convince myself that if I'm really, really still, the officer won't notice as I fly past at 37 miles an hour over the speed limit. Without even thinking, I run through a series of routine quick checks. I check my seatbelt using only my hands, like a pat-down at an airport security check. I check to see if anyone around me might be doing something more illegal than me. I make sure to turn down the radio, not knowing what difference that makes, but feeling like it's a good idea. I rack my brain to remember if there's anything in my Pandora's box of a glove compartment that remotely resembles an insurance or registration card. All the while checking my rearview mirror.